Peter and Tom and Colin, and I love them dearly as friends, really, so I can't knock them. But my favourite doctor, I think that was the question you asked 10 years ago. My favourite doctor is, I suppose, the very first one I ever saw, and that was Patrick Troughton. Yes. That was Patrick Troughton, his grandson's agent. Just anyway, so he's my doctor, really. We all. Oh, hello.
If you could have any companion, dead or alive, who would you choose?
Dead or alive? Some of them, I'd choose them to be dead. Dead or alive companion. Well, I mean, I always had a wee fancy for Leela.
Oh, yeah.
I worked with Sir Louis Jameson once. We did this dreadful kind of charity thing, a mash between Coronation Street and Doctor Who. And in it, I got to work with Louis Jameson. Now, they were trying to do 3D television. Now, at the time, what they used was a German invention, and it was a camera, and somehow you had to have, the person, and then something there, and that gave it, but the camera had to move all the time, like I'm going to do with this camera. And as we were filming, Louise and I had a big, long, kind of cable like this. And they did one of those circular shots round us, where they go around with the camera, and we're in the middle. And then we got tied up in the wire. So Louise and I, could I have you as a volunteer, please? Yes. So you're Louise. Meet Louise! Hooray! Anyway, we're like this at the beginning, and then as it gets tighter, and it gets tighter, and it gets tighter, and it gets tighter. No, she's tighter. Can I have a smaller volunteer? Anyway, we ended up like this. So I really enjoyed that job. Oh, thank you very much. What's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you. Big hand for Taylor. Yes.
Hey, just Sylvester, sorry, just quickly, you might want to look at that on the big screen.
Ah, there she is. There they are. I mean...
Okay, what was the funniest thing that's happened to any of your fans? Like, any fan encounter, what was the funniest time that's ever happened?
Your sister here laughing. The funniest encounter. Well, I was in Minneapolis. It was the 1980s. I just got the job. I was dressed in a white suit with a white hat and had a cane. I was standing on the stage. There were 1,000 people out there. And a guy got up and said, excuse me, doctor, when you were in your third persona, what did you think when you opened the TARDIS door onto the planet Thor? And I looked at this guy and thought, is he for real? My third persona, who's that? Oh, I remember it, John Pertwee, and I went, yes, well, when I was in my third persona, I came out and I just made something up. And he said, thank you, doctor, and sat down. He believed. Hallelujah. Anyway, the next one got up. Now, he got up and he said, excuse me, Mr. McCoy, now you've become so universally famous. I said, oh, thank you, I didn't know that. Anyway, now you've become so universally famous, are you worried about being shot? And there was I on a stage in a white suit, in America, thinking of John Lennon. So I hid behind a couch and I put my hat on my cane and I lifted it up, and if no one shot at it, I answered the next question. I hope you're not like that here.
Out of every role you've ever played, who was your favourite character?
That's an interesting question. I've played hundreds of roles. People know me just maybe for the Doctor, or I was in The Hobbit, and Radagast the Brown. But I recently a few years ago, came to Australia playing in King Lear, playing the Fool in King Lear, which is an amazing, tragic, sad, funny role. It's a really great acting role for a clown. I worked with some guy, what was his name? Big tall fella. He was in The Hobbit. Who was it?
Ian McKellen?
That was him. Yes! You get a coconut. Yes, it was Ian McKellen. Ian was playing King Lear and I was the fool to his Lear. That was great. But as an actor, you tend to fall in love. I mean, you are really unfaithful because you fall in love with every character you play, necessarily. You have to, in a way. You've got to fall in love with them, so find them. Even if I did play one part which I really couldn't quite fall in love. It was a true story about someone who kidnapped someone and kept them in a wheelie bin and treated them badly. And it was an opening film for Channel 5 in Britain, but which I've never seen because only 3 people saw it. But that was horrible. I mean, I didn't fall in love with him, but mostly you do fall in love with all the roles you play.